same kind of eyes every time so that by the time we're done with this, you've done that really nicely shaded eye maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 times, and you've gotten really good at it. That's the goal here. Now, some of you folks are racing through your work. I'm not sure why, but I'm not giving good grades for that stuff. Okay, if you want to get a nice decent A out of this class, you're going to have to be putting a little bit more effort into it. Same thing with the scratch urns. Some of you did a wonderful job and worked it very nicely and worked your scratch urn very nicely. And others of you just did this and left it with like I think you just put 5 lines on the black paper and left it. That was it. It didn't even look like the right shape. I mean, I bet it took you 30 seconds of all, or a minute to do it. Okay, you have a whole class period. You're supposed to be putting some effort into this. Okay, enough said for that. All right, now I'm going to go into dealing with the rest of this face. All right, we start out. I'm going to try to do this so that you can see it. Start out with your eye. And I have a black pencil, not an ebony pencil, which is a problem a little bit. A little bit. That's kind of small, isn't it? I wonder if I'm going to have, I think I'll have room for it. Okay, space your eyeball to go to your next eye. And take some time to develop your eye, like we did the first day, and work with the blending pencil and put the highlight in it and put the shadow in it. See, I don't even have a blending stick with me today. I'm going to have to go find one. I'm at home, by the way, so I don't have my art supplies. Today's a short period. We don't have a whole lot of time. So I'm cut these eyes down just a little bit. Let's see if this eraser on this black pencil works half decently. All right. Work your eyelid down over that eye just a little bit to not make them look so bug-eyed. All right. Okay, work your eyelashes or eyebrows kind of. Oh, another thing I want to tell you. Go back before you start and look at my marks on your last image and try to figure out what I'm trying to show you by marking on them, because I'm trying to show you what you're doing wrong. So go back and take a look at that to figure that out before you keep going on. Okay, take a minute and check that out, please. One of the nice things about having a tablet and me grading in a tablet is that you can see it before you go on to their next image, and generally you do. When we do it in the iPad, sometimes you don't go back and check your last image, so you really don't. You're not growing. You're not figuring out what it is that you could do to correct it, to make it look a little bit better. Okay, some of your noses were a little bit rough. Okay, all right, I'm making kind of a beastie nose on this. Okay, and I'm going to give him some eyelashes here. Okay, now this one's a little bit small, and it's a little bit not blended well because I don't have a blending stick. But I want you to take a little bit of time, please, and make an honest effort, okay? You can do that. All right. Straighten him out a little bit. Okay. Now, what about the rest of this? Okay, we have a mouth, and we have lips. Now, lips are not easy to do, and they generally go from about the width, the center of the eye on both sides. Generally, about that far. Doesn't look like I have enough distance between my nose and my mouth. Now, yeah, that's a tricky thing. You want to make sure you leave enough, but you don't want to leave too much, because then the mouth is floating in the middle of the face. Okay, so I'm going to... And your lips are varied greatly. Everybody has kind of different lips. And I'm going to... This kind of curves down and then curves up like this. It curves into the mouth. Here again, it doesn't have to be exactly even, because people aren't exactly even. We're not going to open them up and put teeth in them or anything like that, because teeth are really hard to do. Once you have your lips in, and this feels like this mouth is a little bit small, which makes this look a little more like a girl than a guy. Proportions can change. Okay, the chin probably about here. Maybe I made the lips. Maybe we will make this into a girl. She has a big nose if it's a girl. Girls like to have little noses. Guys have square chins. Okay. Now, when you're doing the head, you come in on each side of the eye. It comes in just a little bit, and there's generally a little bit of a cheekbone. Okay. That comes out right here, and then this comes down. I think just for sake of doing this, I'm going to square this chin off a little bit. It's going to make us look a little more masculine. Okay. It could be kind of a guy-looking girl, too. It could be. The nose may have been a little bit short. Now, let me just say this. One of the biggest problems in doing faces is what's above the eyeball. Okay? What's above the eyeball. All this up here. Everybody makes it way too short. Technically speaking, your eyes are about dead center between the top and the bottom of your head. Okay? But everybody chops this off way too short. And you don't know you're doing it, and you almost have to force yourself to make it large enough. All right, so what we're going to do, and I don't think we're going to deal with ears today, because you have a short period. Ears are a little bit tricky. Okay, neck is about the full width of... Okay, so I am kind of making this looking guy-like, because I'm making it kind of stocky. Okay. Now, this should go probably about that high. See, and that feels wrong when you're doing it, I know. But it's not, because you have to have a brain. Okay, that's what I want you guys to have, a brain. You don't have any head up there, you don't have any brain. All right. So if we are going to make this kind of like a... Oh, maybe I'm going to have to put ears on. Okay, I'm going to have to put ears on. The ears go between the eye and down to almost the edge of the mouth. I'm just going to make them pin back ears that aren't very much to look at. Nobody likes big ears. I know, because I have them. That one's a little bit bigger, see? There are images, okay, on the black counter. in the center of the room, on the side that faces my desk, there's a little stack of images. Pick one up and look at it and study it. Or look at your own ears. Look at your own face in your okay. Now we're going to go with some hair. This does look kind of girly. I'm gonna round this chin off a little bit more to make it look a little more feminine. See how much this little rounded chin helps to girl out this face a little bit. Lips are still a little bit big. Chin is a little bit close. All right, if we're trying to make this look like a girl, I'm going to thin out this neck just a little bit too. Just a little bit. Okay, and I probably should have made the ears a little bit smaller if I'm going to do that, so I'm going to cover that up just a little bit. All right. Okay, we could tiny out this nose just a little bit. Make it a little bit less of a nose if we're going to go for a more of a feminine. Girls don't like big noses. A little bit square. Maybe take the face lines out there. There, she's starting to look a little more like a girl. We'll talk about features that different features between guys and girls too. We're going to talk about that. All right, there you have her. I want you to take some time and try to finish out your face. Now, please don't be loafing. All right? Please don't be sitting playing games in art class. You're here to be spending time getting credit for art, not for playing games. I've already told your teacher that you are not to be playing games on your iPads. So spend time doing some art. All right? And the efforts that have been shown so far by some of you have been fantastic. But some of you others have not quite towed the mark.